What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 95, and we're starting today's stuff on the back of our FA Cup semi-final win over Everton to take us back to the FA Cup final for the second time in 2 years, and for me personally, third straight FA Cup final. Can I make it 3 straight FA Cup winners medals as well? Well, we got Newcastle United in the final. You know that Eddie Howe would love to be the one to end Newcastle United's wait for a major honour. But there's no doubt about it, we are overwhelming favourites. 7 straight wins in all competitions now for the Blues. Right now on a fantastic... Actually, no, it's 8 wins in all competitions in a row for Chelsea. On a fantastic run of form. If there was ever a time for this, it was right now. Liverpool on the back of a 2-0 loss to Manchester City on the weekend now know that the Premier League title has surely all but left their possibility. But the Champions League semi, this was going to be a big one. They've won the EFL Cup, they beat us in the final. We're surely going to win the Premier League and they'll probably finish as runners-up. But who's going to make it to the Champions League final to take on one of the Madrid boys? Well, let's find out. So first leg at Anfield, could not wait for this. And 15 minutes in, oh Alisson, what is that? Oh my god, Kai Havertz, who's been sensational this year, opens the scoring, but was the Brazilian deceived by the fact that German went with his weaker right foot and not his much preferred stronger left foot? Possibly. I tried to bend it with the left and for some reason he went with the right. But in the end, Alisson, oh mate, awful, awful, awful. And you know, I've mentioned many times before that, you know, I'm glad that goalkeeping mistakes are in the game. Look at the hustle here by Kai Havertz, by the way. 19 minutes in, wins the ball back twice, plays a 1-2 with Lautaro. And it's a dream start in the Northwest as Havertz bags a brace. This time you can't really point the fingers at the Reds number 1 as Kai boxes the corner flag and we make it 2. I mentioned before, you know, I'm glad that goalkeeping mistakes are in the game because they're a part of real football, but sometimes they are just absolutely wild. Alisson there, the animation, what was that? I really don't understand it. I'm glad that they're in the game, and I want to reiterate that, you know, it's realistic, so it's good they are in the game, but sometimes for, you know, an occasion like this, and you know, a goalkeeper of his quality, I'm not saying that Alisson is flawless, but he is one of the more secure goalkeepers, if you will. He's one of the more safer pairs of hands, if you will. That's very, very unlikely, you know. So I guess situation-specific errors would be more realistic. But then again, how do you define a situation-specific error? Because an error is an error and not something which is pre-planned. I don't know. But even so, we were 2-0 up. Havertz was running the show, really, and 5 minutes before the break. You know those games of FIFA where you play, and they're massive games, you're a little bit nervous going into them, you've got a little bit of doubt despite how good you've been playing, but you just think, this might be the game where my run ends and I just don't turn up. Well, that was the case in the EFL Cup final when the Reds beat us by 1-0 and I was blunted. I just could not finish my chances to save my life. This first half of the game made up for that entire EFL Cup final performance. Kai Havertz bags a hat-trick. What a goal. Whilst you could blame Alisson for the first goal, the second and third, and particularly the third, just sensational finishes. And, you know, that way of doing things as well, like when something's working, keep doing it, keep repeating it. You would have seen for the first goal, I bent it far corner, Alisson couldn't cope. That's how we got the first goal. So for the second, I did the same thing, and I found a goal again. So that's why right before that goal for Havertz, the third one, I smacked the ball far post to go with Martinez. I ended up hitting the woodwork, but Alisson just couldn't save his shots, bending away from him towards his left. Ironically, with 15 minutes to go, he does hit Tanai Hudson-Odoi, our 4th goal, but he couldn't save Havertz's shot there for our 3rd either. He just couldn't cope with shots to the left. So when you notice that something's working in FIFA, keep doing it, man. Just keep doing it, because if it works, then you know you're going to score most times. Sometimes one-on-ones can be very tricky to keep your composure, but if you do find a method that works for you in a game, keep doing it. Don't change it. Like, if bending to the far corner works, do it again. If smashing near post works, do it again. If rounding the goalkeeper works, do it again, because you know it's probably going to work again, and it did right there for all 3 of our goals. A Havertz hat-trick in the first half ensures we have now got 1 foot in the Champions League final. Yep, 3-0 over Liverpool. They didn't really trouble Mendy apart from one good chance, which Mendy made the save for. Other than that, we were largely untroubled, and that's one of my best performances of the season, no doubt about it. I don't know what it was, but I headed into that game, and I had that EFL Cup final defeat in my mind, you know. I just thought, No, I'm not losing another crucial game to Liverpool because they are just such a thorn in my side, and unsurprisingly so, they're one of the best teams in the whole world, and, I'll be talking in a couple episodes' time about, how they've been pushing Manchester City every step of the way in this race to the Premier League title in their pursuit for a historic quadruple. And in the game, the exact same, just an absolutely ridiculously good team. So to go to Anfield and win 3-0, I was pretty pleased with that one there. That's one of my best performances of the season, no doubt about it. 1 foot in the CL final. The question is now, can we wrap the Premier League up with a couple of games to go to give us the luxury of being able to rest our players in the final few games with an FA Cup final to come as well in May. Well, for the second game of today's episode, Brendan Rodgers, Leicester City, Stamford Bridge, and heading into the game, you would have seen it. A win in this game, and Liverpool failing to match our result, and we would be Premier League champions. And I really wanted to do it because this is our penultimate home game of the season. We don't play at home again until the final game of the campaign against Manchester City. Every other game, Southampton, Crystal Palace, and also Liverpool as well, is going to be away. So I really wanted to get it done today, get the win, and hope that Liverpool would drop points, and that would mean we could have title celebrations here at the Bridge. Well, we started off perfectly. Lautaro Martinez heading in an early free kick for his 25th of the season in his pursuit of the Golden Boot, but Leicester would battle back right before the break. Adley makes it 1-1, drills it past Mendy, and the Foxes in this game, to be fair, were really causing problems going forward. And you've seen their team, it's really good. They've now got Bernardo Silva in their lineup as well, Jeremy Pino, the former Villarreal winger. It's a really solid team, and I really struggled in this game to break the Foxes down. We scored courtesy of a free kick floated into the box. I just could not break down their defence and get the one-on-one chances like I ordinarily do. And 71 minutes in, after Bernardo Silva puts the Foxes in front, we've gone from being a goal up to a goal down, and we're on the brink of losing our unbeaten run to Leicester City. Trailing by a goal, I literally just could not break them down. I had to resort to set pieces and chances from range. And speaking of chances from range, 79 minutes in, oh! So close, Mason Mount. That's the closest I've come to a halfway line goal in months, absolute months. And some of you guys do ask me, do you still try and score those halfway line goals? Because, I don't, show as many highlights as I used to. The answer is yes. It's just I don't go very close anymore. And look at this. Isn't this typical? At the same time of us, Liverpool were playing at Molineux and they lost 1-0. Bruno Lage side won, which would have meant had I won that game, we would have won the title there. We know it's a case of if, not when. When, not if. As we know, the title's still going to be ours. West Ham have now gone into second, but we're 7 points clear of the Hammers, and we've got the game in hand as well. So all we need is just one win from our final four to win the title. So clearly, it's going to be ours. But I really wanted it there, and it's so annoying. But I've lost more games at Stamford Bridge this season than I have away from home. Should have won the game. Simply put, could not break Leicester down. And just one of those games of FIFA where you don't really have the ball much, The AI play a very heavy possession style of play, as we know, on the higher difficulties, Legendary and Ultimate. Just one of those games where you can't rob your opponent and create those chances, They dominated possession. I was resorted to long-range efforts and set pieces, and I'll tell you what, Mason Mount, so close to that halfway line goal. I was screaming when the ball's in mid-air because I thought it was going to go in. Great save, kept it at 2-1. Leicester get the win, our unbeaten run extended, and we're made to wait for the title celebrations. Regardless, following game, Liverpool, Stamford Bridge, and a chance to reach the Champions League final. The Reds, seeing us falter at home to Leicester on the weekend, thought if there was ever a time to face Chelsea, it's now. Coming off the back of a loss, can we inflict a defeat, overturn the big deficit, and make it through to the Champions League final? Well, they almost had a perfect start. Bastoni off the line, kept it at 0-0, with a crucial block. Mendy got a touch, but it was still going to go in, but the Italian bails me out on the goal line and keeps it scoreless. And in the first half, there were a couple of great chances for both teams. A good stop by Alisson there, kept it at goalless, and 31 minutes in, once again, it's the Brazilian making the save, making amends after his poor first leg performance and being at fault for the first Averts goal. Kept it goalless, we were still tied at 0-0. But the deadlock was going to be broken at some point. Liverpool had a couple of chances. We'd had a couple of great chances. At some point, we were going to take the lead. Unfortunately, Alisson had other ideas. Every single time I came forward, the Brazilian was making the save. I was thinking, well, was this in the first leg? Well, right from the save, we get the ball back. And N'Golo Kante. This isn't his sort of goal, but it looked absolutely incredible. Yep, Kante, one of the goals of the season, and it is glorious. We win the header back here. Tammy flicks it on with a chest, and club captain N'Golo Kante, declining rapidly in his mid-30s, but still a big game player. Half volleys in with his left foot from 22 yards. We lead by a goal, and that would surely do it. 4-0 over 2 legs. The Reds did have some chances in the second half, to be fair. A good one there from Trent, firing that free kick over, but as we still led by 1 as we were approaching the final minutes of the game here. Oh, Kante, oh God, that is absolutely brilliant. The game's done. The tie's over. We're into the Champions League final, but this is N'Golo Kante. Workhorse, tireless, never stops all game long. Leicester and Chelsea fans will tell you he's just got this ridiculous amount of energy and work ethic, which is why he's just one of the favourite players for any neutral football fan, man. He really is just such a likeable character. Brilliant hustle, wins the ball back, manages to slide it through off balance, and Tammy Abraham wrapped it up. Final score, Chelsea 2, Liverpool 0, 5-0 over 2 legs, and it's safe to say I got my revenge. Yup, they beat me in the EFL Cup final. Yup, I still have my weight to go on for my first EFL Cup winners medal, but I don't mind too much. The reason why? I'm in the Champions League final in my first season in it. Certainly got my revenge there. So, 4 games to go in the Premier League, 7 points clear of West Ham, and have the game in hand on all the chasing pack as well. We now know win 1 of our final 4, we're Premier League champions. We can do it in the very next game. And where are we playing? St Mary's, Southampton away. How fitting would that be? But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you had, then please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the next episode with a chance to wrap up the Premier League title and retain it very soon.